I don't care about your first love. This should be your last one. Nothing like your last one. You look better.
I love you and me, dancing in the moonlight. Nobody can see. It's just you and me tonight. I love you and me, dancing in the moonlight. Nobody can see. It's just you and me.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And this is going to be my first taste of Blackpink with Jennie. This is her solo track, You and Me dance performance video. Now, I had no idea this existed. This actually showed up on my recommended when I was finishing up on YouTube. And I am very early. At the time that I am recording this right now, it was released 8 minutes ago. So I'm feeling very on top of it for no reason, because I had no idea this was here. I feel like it's a dance performance. I haven't reacted to Blackpink yet. Might as well make this my first exposure in this context. Now, I've seen Blackpink, I have listened to Blackpink, I've learned Blackpink routines, but it is the first time I've done an analysis on Blackpink choreography. So I'm excited for this one to be my first one for the channel. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and take a first look.
I love you and me, dancing in the moonlight. Nobody can see. It's just you and me tonight.
Ooh.
You know I gotcha. You know that I got you like that. Ain't nobody gonna have your back like the way I do. Love it, just say you do. You know you got me. Everything you do, everything you did, everything I wish I was with makes me feel alright. I'm just saying, so I really like it. Nothing in the
Nice
world
framing.
can make me feel the way you do the things you do. I really like it. Nothing in the world can make me feel the way you do the things you do. I love you and me, dancing in the moonlight. Nobody can see.
Fun usage of the
It's
screen.
just you and me tonight. I love you and me, dancing in the moonlight. Nobody can see.
Wow,
It's
nice
just you
lift.
and me tonight.
Impressive that it's very clear with the silhouettes here.
Are you ever gonna find someone like this? Look at you, now look at me. Are you ever gonna find someone like this? You're the reason my heart skips, drops. Just a little touch, my world stops. Finally, I know that you're mine. I don't wanna fall, don't wanna play this game of love. There's nowhere to hide.
Love with the fishnets, with the black ones. Love the diamonds on them. It just adds a really nice sparkle to them. This feels like a step up from Solo, that her other solo track that I have seen before. Production of this is phenomenal. This is the first look at that key point choreo.
I don't care about your first love. This should be your last one. Nothing like your last one. You look better on me. That's fashion. Won't block your shots. Lights, camera, action. Never been a love me or a love me not thing. Every pedal better tell him better not change. I love you. I love me a lot. Wait, which one I love better? Better off not saying.
Wow, okay.
I love you and me.
Okay. First reaction in the books. Way to go, guys. Okay, let's backtrack. Let's take a look here. So, cinema, initial thoughts. I like it. It feels like Jennie because the first solo aesthetic that I saw of her was when she did solo, and the movement was very simple, right? But simple yet effective. I know some people kind of had some controversial opinions about it. Of course, that's what you get whenever, you know, anybody releases anything. You're gonna have two sides to it always. So for here, just the start, it's really nice how they chose the color grading. I really like the usage of the screens. I like the silhouette usage they did in the first chorus. I think what's so interesting is that she has a lot of dancers, and they're doing a lot of very simple but effective movements, right? And it does remind me to some degree of Taemin. I know Taemin has some choreography that's very slow and isolated, right? Now for here, I feel like it's just a different variation of that. Maybe not quite as, just different in technical execution, but I like when you think about the song is more like da 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 da. And so you don't want anything that's going to overpower how her vibe comes across, you know? So just something so simple and effective. I really like that, boom, with the pose, just because the usage of the lighting really helps create really pretty frame moments and picture moments that I feel can really apply to people who may be at the very beginning of their K-pop dance cover journey. Or I think that it's really nice that it's good to have really overly complex choreography. I would call the BTSs, the 17s, the ATs, the Stray Kids, but then you also have the really simplistic choreography. Sometimes trot music may carry that, but also some ballads do. But this would be an example of that. I think it's good to have both, because, and also of course your middle ground with a little bit depending on who the comeback is and how fluent you are in certain styles. I really like the simplicity of this, because I also know too that Blackpink, they try to perform live, right? I believe so. I know a lot of artists in this generation, I know they're considered Gen 3, but in the generations that are active in the K-pop realm, they really want to try to sing live. So this is really practical for singing live. But you can create really nice visuals. And it's interesting how they waited where she was able to sing, and then way I do is whenever they melt at the very end of the phrase, which is super fun. And what's nice is they're able to do what they want to do what they want to do, but it still frames and it still looks nice. And the spotlight, like the lighting is fabulous because it allows the dancers more freedom sometimes to be able to pose how they want, of course with direction, but at the end of the day, just being able to see Jennie spotlighted, that means she doesn't have to do so much to overpower. They're able to do a lot more things in sync, and the lighting and other factors can help make sure she remains the focal point for the track. So that's really smart. I also love, you have to factor into the fact that with her, they're cutting between two different outfits, two different aesthetics, right? And it is impressive whenever you do ad-lib choices or do freestyle choices, the fact that it still looks this cohesive. It's very impressive. I love the snaps with this, where they're able to pose, they're still able to use the arch. And also when you look at their the leotards, like the what makes them look different, but I think the leotard is the same, right? With that mock neck, it could be either navy or something, but they have the black with the jewels that are on the fishnets here, but then they also have more of that red accent in the other one that help make it look different. It's small details, right? This one has the red, right? Red fishnets, and the other one has the black. Yeah, let me just go back and see this. I really like that choice. That's fun. Yeah, just look. So, and they have more of the fishnet gloves, so it's tailoring more towards the type of bedazzled situation she has. That's super fun. It's simple and effective, which is really nice. And also too, I love the fact that they're doing this framing here. This is really nice. I mean, I would say the spacing's just a tad bit off right here at this section, but nothing that's killing it for me, you know? This was a really nice masking they did. Dancing in the Moonlight using just a male partner. I'm curious who he is. He could be someone that we've seen who is a part of, could be a part of Black Label, could be part of the tour that they did. Not sure. It could be Keel. You know, I know Keel's done a lot of work for... Maybe it is. Maybe it is Keel. Look at me. Because I remember that Keel does a lot of choreography for Blackpink and a lot of the female K-pop artists. And I know he came from a royal family. So shout out to royal family, because we also know people like Kirsten and Ling are representing royal family at Jam Republic Street Woman Fighter, which is what I'm been actively reacting to. So this is really nice to see the crossover here. Fabulous job. The lift, super nice. I would say it's really important that when you do silhouette stuff, you have to factor through a couple things. The costuming, they had to think about the costume. How's the costume going to look as a silhouette? You had to think about his outfit. What is he going to wear? Is it too clunky? Is the fabric going to be complementary to what she's doing? Are you able to see his shape? You also have to think about her boots. The boots also frame really well. She's making an effort to at least point her feet to some degree here, and that helps complete the line of the lift that she's doing. She also has to make sure that how she's holding, she's not overly collapsing. She has to hold a very good posture because you're going to see gaps between them. As he walks off, I love the red shift here. And it kind of helps with more of that elevation of her tone. I think that was really fun. With a little slow motion back here, it goes boom, and very simple. So it is, I will say this too, I mean, when you do simpler choreography with a lot of people, a lot of it's more in unison. They do great in the framing. You have other aspects that help compensate for the simplicity. Sometimes people care more about the content, right? And the other things are more simplistic and they frame around that. Here, the visuals of the moon in the back, the screen, the venue, the costuming, a lot of other factors are here to help bring this and not overpower it, because if you have really dense choreography and really dense lighting and costumes and the whole shebang, it'll feel overpowering. But if you also have not a lot of content and not a lot of visuals, it can kind of feel a little bit empty, you know? So I think this is a great balance. So I think it's a whole team effort. Jennie also, I have heard that I've heard some, you know, some situations where Jennie has not been the most invested on the not choreographic front, but in the presentation of her ability dance wise. And I know she's a good dancer, because I've seen her grow through her trainee days, but also in this, you have to be, you know, you have to be a good dancer in this day and age, especially to be a thriving K-pop idol, which, you know, I really feel that with those who specialize in singing, that can be unfortunate if they're criticized for a part of their journey that they didn't want to be a part of from the get-go. I'm not saying that about Jennie, but I'm saying with Jennie, I know there's been a couple instances where people are like, oh, she dances lazy, I think is what a lot of people have said. Here, it doesn't appear like she's dancing lazy. If anything, she's dancing and matching the energy of her dancer. So it could, I don't know if it's strategic or not, but this looks like this can be something that she can do. It's practical. She can sing it live and it's effective, and it feels nice. Yeah, it's nice unison, and I like how she's able to kind of look at her dancers, the dancers look at her. It's a subtle form of interaction, but she's in the build-up with just the little bounce there to help hear that snap that we're hearing. It's nice. That was fun. June, nice and simple. It's just simple. It just feels like a vibe, you know. You turn on the track and you're just able to just move freely. Like your local office party. It kind of feels like that kind of level of vibe, and I'm here for it. You gotta have both. You gotta have the complex and you gotta have the simple, and I really love this. And this is your key point choreo. Do, do, do. This is my first note. I will say, do you see one of our dancers? I think she is doing her role the opposite way. I'm gonna look though. She is, I think. Or there's a discrepancy happening over here that just makes that a little bit off. I don't think that was on purpose. Yeah. And it wasn't mirrored either. Let's just check that one more time. But then she fixed it. It's so subtle. And that's of course the negative thing, and the con that comes with doing simple choreography is you run into the potential that you can find when people are off a lot faster, right? But she wasn't so off that I was like, ooh, that ruined the whole vibe. No, it's just something that I noticed because her torso is right there. They're honestly doing a good job here. Oh, I think YGX is in this, it looks like. Some people from Street Woman Fighter Season 1. How relatable to this day and age for me. I like the framing, so they go da 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 da. So they're moving, so they're not just walking, they're adding something, and it's still helping build what we're already seeing here with Jennie. This feels like a, this reminds me of when you see a movie trailer for like a fantasy, you know, when people who like daydream and they show like a montage of them at a circus, or they're there at a performance and they're performing, and sometimes people use that kind of cinematic angle to introduce the movie in some way. That's what this reminds me of. I don't know if that makes sense. That kind of sounded a little unhinged, but I really, that's what this reminds me of. Like it's nice. It's very cinematic, of course. And it's interesting too that they also waited until the end to transition it over to, because the breakdown is very similar, but they didn't have the red until just now. They go drill and then up, and then I think they chose a very interesting time to. They chose to all come back up after the echo was initiated, which is different. Normally they go da na 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 na, something like this, because it's an easier sound to hear. But she goes da na 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 na, something like this. Like you're sucking the air out of the room to transport us somewhere else, which is what they do. And it goes something like this. I forgot that was it. That was cool. Very nice. So this is just her moment just to be able to vibe out. I like seeing the pop-up of the dancers and the different colors you're able to see them. I think this is fun. The dancers really help enhance the music video. If it was just her, I mean, it'd be fine, but I really like the fact that she matches the energy of the dancers, and I think that really helps carry this. Then we're back to with our male feature. I'll feel bad if I'm wrong, if this isn't Keel. I mean, but anyway, I think it's cool that she has the opposition of dancing with a partner versus dancing with other ladies. I think it's kind of cool. And they're not doing anything crazy either. I want to take note of that. Well, now when I got more of a look, I don't think it's Keel. I apologize. I did get excited, but it happens. Anyway, y'all let me know. I know some of you know the answer to that question. Let me know so we can talk about it. He's doing a great job. He's carrying her well. He's holding it down. That's a really nice. And what's interesting is they took more of like that. It didn't feel sci-fi, but just the angle of it was interesting here. It's, you know, it feels. I like the choice here. It's very simple, but it doesn't look like too much, and I like that there's enough lighting where we can see that effectively. I like it's just, there's a lot of little details with her outfit matches the background, and you have the moon there signifying with him, but it's also nice that you got to see the ladies dance with the moon, you know. So all in all, I think it's really fun. Yep, and they centered it up. Bingo. It's always an A+ for me. And I love from there how they masked that to get it to here was super cool. Yeah, that was, I mean, honestly, for my first analysis, I thought that was pretty good. I like that. It's different than, because I already mentioned, I've been reacting to Street Woman Fighter, and it's very different. It's the choreographers and the professional dancers of this world. So I think it's really cool to be able to enjoy both aspects at the same time, and I'm able to recognize people, and I think it makes me enjoy it a lot more. This was really, I mean, overall, it's a nice vibe, and I think the choreography was very fitting for Jennie. And I think I can understand the practicality of it too, to where it can make her more successful as she promotes it, if she chooses to promote it live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. I really enjoy just reacting to dance in general, or anything dance related. I feel like I grow a lot as a fellow dancer and a choreographer, and I feel like I'm able to help people sometimes if people are newer to this side of things, or they're more of a layman. I'm like being able to help people in ways that I can within the scope that I have, and I think this is in the discussions that I end up having with people in comments is even better too. If you want more content, I have a plethora of it on YouTube. I also have a ton more that's early released on Patreon. If any of that interests you, it'll be in my description on my channel. You can go check it out. But yeah, I'm excited for the discussions, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.